year.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the second best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I don't think we're visible on Facebook.
That's not good. How are we not visible on Facebook?
They did this to us last
They
week.
did it to us.
Oh, yeah.
But there's no reason. So hold on. Bear with me.
Nope, no worries. Yeah, it did not show up
I
on my
messaged Archie, who's our
Oh, now it. Hold on.
other guy.
It's right there. I found it.
See, over here at the Buzz, we have all kinds of people. I mean, we have people from Canada, who's
Oh,
Archie.
yeah.
We have people from
All right,
England,
it's there.
I got it.
officially on Facebook.
Apparently everything's on a
We got
fucking
it.
delay today.
Yeah, Mike, I don't know what that's about, dude. Like,
You hit the intro video, it
And
takes
nothing.
like 10 minutes for it to
I
play.
know.
it's like, what is this? My outro every week? Like, unbelievable.
Hey, you nailed that last week, though.
Yeah, I did.
Mhm.
But it got a little awkward there because I had a long delay after. But either way,
Either way.
We're just going to stand by and blame technology, so bear with us.
yeah, because we're all old millennials and don't know how things work. So
Yeah, definitely getting old.
it does say just now on Facebook.
Yeah,
Like,
it's stupid.
what?
All right. To the 2 people watching, we appreciate
We
you
appreciate
for bearing with
3
us.
people now.
But like Chuck said, this is probably my second favorite show we do of the year
Me too.
Absolutely.
after Rumble.
Rumble. Me too. Yep.
Rumble predictions and this predictions.
Yep.
These are it's Rumble, Money in the Bank, and Mania is my top 3.
And it's funny we talk about that too. I think we talked about it off air. The Money in the Bank and the Rumble, they're both a similar setup to where there are actually implications
Mhm.
that the winner of those matches change the
Goes
future.
to a superstar.
So yeah,
this is
man.
their biggest chance to build a new star.
And it's good for us as viewers to see something different and new because whoever wins already generally is not in the title picture. So
Right.
it shakes things up.
And then for the next few months, we're going to be like, is there cash in here? And there's always there's always that possibility.
Something
that
else for us to look into.
Anytime.
Yeah,
Seth Rollins already brought it up on Smackdown. So
Yeah.
it
He
will-
did.
if he wins, we'll cash in that night or we hold it until WrestleMania again.
That's what I was talking to him about earlier.
There you go. So I like that aspect a lot. And it's hard to predict. You know, a lot of
It
people
is.
can predict a lot of this stuff throughout the year, as Josh has proven. But sometimes it's hard.
He has proven.
But sometimes, Money in the Bank is a little bit more difficult because I could see it going all 6 ways or 8
Mhm.
ways, whatever, how many
Yeah.
people there are there this year.
It's hard to predict these matches.
But let's get the negativity out of the way first.
Oh, man.
Oh boy.
So
Negative.
it's typically somebody Chuck's not a big fan of, but even he has sympathy now.
Nah.
I
He does.
you never want to see this happen. So Bailey injured her leg. I didn't really dig into what exactly it was.
I
The
didn't.
significance is she's out 9 months.
Yeah, apparently she's at the PC, for, how we in the biz say, the Performance Center. And
Yep.
I guess she hurt her knee
They're
somehow.
fine tuning all their shit before they hit the road again because
Sure.
they're going to be working multiple nights
Poor
instead of
Bailey.
once a week. So they gotta get their body back in,
Sure.
ready to roll. She got hurt. She's out 9 months. Carmella got put into
Her spot.
her spot in the title picture. That got moved to SmackDown, which we'll get into in a minute. And then, so obviously sad. So
Sad.
let's take this a step further. Who do you guys think could really step up in her absence? Because this opens a huge
It
spot.
does.
And we
It
just had
does.
3 big call-ups.
We did.
Yeah.
Shotzi,
Tegan.
Tegan Knox, and Tony Storm's coming.
Yep.
And then you have Sonya, who you've said in the past.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
have.
That's still my
who do
pick.
y'all think can really jump out and steal her this spot now? Because Bailey's going to be gone for, like I said, probably a
Should be
year.
all- Should be all.
Probably, yeah. It's going to be a while.
Hmm.
Dude, my pick is still, like you already brought up, Sonya Deville. If she gets out of the management role and gets back into the ring, I really think she could have taken Becky Lynch's role
Mhm.
at that time when she stepped up when Becky had to leave for over 9 months to have a baby. But
Right.
things happened, and now she's back on TV, which is awesome, and she's
Mhm.
killing it, in my opinion. I love her. Like, when she's on screen, I'm paying attention, I'm watching.
She's awesome.
She is. And she's great on the mic. She has the passion. I
She
dig
does.
Sonya
Mhm.
Deville.
Her
Absolutely.
shit on SmackDown was great. She's
Yeah.
like, I was going to give you that spot. You're getting it, but get the fuck out of my ring
She did.
now.
It's very Stephanie
Yeah.
McMahon-like.
She,
you know?
Absolutely.
does.
She pulls that role.
She's very
Absolutely.
comfortable in that role, too.
I would
She's-
like to see her get that.
She's very,
I
very
would.
good. When we do our Money in the Bank predictions, we're going to predict. It's not going to be part of it, but we're going to talk about who we think that 8th person could be. That's a name that's been thrown out
Dude, I
around the
would dig
internet
it.
right now.
I would dig it.
Me too.
Other news, there's been conflicting things about John Cena's availability because he took on another movie.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
been
boy.
confirmed
SummerSlam.
that it's not conflicting with anything. He's going to be at SummerSlam down this Friday.
Oh,
First live show with fans.
Oh wow.
There's a report that somebody in that match could get taken out and John Cena could replace him. I wouldn't exactly go that route because I don't want to waste. If John Cena's wrestling, that's something you need to just do at a
By
SummerSlam.
himself.
I don't want to see it on a
Absolutely.
random.
No.
First off, you have to advertise it, like John
Sure.
Cena's wrestling. That's going to
Mhm.
pop your
Promote
rating.
it. Yep.
Sure.
That's 1 million more people.
Sure.
So,
At least.
but good news is he's probably going to be there. Bad news is Brock Lesnar looks like SummerSlam is a no.
I'm
He's
okay with that.
butchering cows and shit. If you guys saw his pictures on
I saw his
the internet, over
Goro
this week.
ponytail. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Ponytail. Wow. He has
so
that
yeah,
going. That's
I'll pull up
interesting.
a picture of that and
Sometimes
put
you
it up
just
for
have
you
to
guys here.
F5 them cows, man. You gotta tip them. You gotta stack them. You gotta whack them. I get it.
So yeah,
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
which makes that Raw title very, very interesting.
And
now.
Lashley's not getting what he wants. Lesnar.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like that could probably be a SummerSlam or not SummerSlam, maybe a Mania thing they go back to, but we'll see.
Sure. I mean, they obviously
my
they want to
God.
do that, and it kind of sucks for Lashley if that's the case, because clearly that's what their goal was, and that's what Lashley's been wanting since before he married Lana.
They said that he actually he like negotiated that. Like
Right.
he's like, at some point in this 5 years, I'm fighting Brock, and Vince is like, okay,
And they were probably like, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's up to Brock.
Right.
yeah,
And,
Brock's only going to fight who he wants to fight.
Sure.
Brock don't like fighting.
on Brock's time.
Well, Brock
That's how
doesn't
Brock
like
is.
fighting those bigger guys. He likes working with the smaller ones.
So you can throw him around.
But his match has to be first because Brock Lesnar can't stay.
And he
for
puts
a
him
long
over.
period of time.
It's outside of Ricochet, but
with Brock too, because we've seen him go against the bigger guys, and
Mhm.
other than Braun Strowman, they're kind of clunky. Like
Yeah.
big guys don't really go well
For you
together.
live listeners,
Oh, there you
They
go.
don't even look like him.
That's
That's ponytail. Wow.
so he's not going to be at SummerSlam. He's butchering meat.
What a
You can go to Twitter and find that. I actually did a reface video of him and put it on our
on the
Twitter
web.
last night.
Nice.
And said at Brock Lesnar, this you, and tag Paul. No, nothing. But
Well, look
It
It
at him.
doesn't even
Fine,
look
fine.
like him. He's a ponytail.
If he had 2 more arms, he'd look just like Goro from Mortal Kombat. Like that's,
that's a rough look.
with a ponytail.
Other
Okay,
so
never
funny
mind.
news. So Matt Hardy had another baby, which congrats to
Oh,
Matt. But the
congratulations.
article written in the what about it says WWE superstar Matt Hardy has his 4th baby,
did JR write it?
and Matt Hardy retweets it and applauds it and doesn't point out that flaw. So that is hilarious.
That is
Whoops.
funny.
That shows how
He's not-
relevant AEW really is.
Oops.
Absolutely.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, that's
Well, to be fair, Matt was
It's funny.
in
There's a
WWE
video of a
for
soccer
years.
player that I saw, and when they win, they have the WWE title. One dude waved the AEW title, and this dude looked at it. He goes, "What the fuck is that?" He goes, "That
Sorry.
looks hideous." And he pulls out like the Raw title that Lashley has. And
Oh
they're
yeah,
like,
the WWE
much
title.
better. Yeah,
I think they're both kind of rough. I miss the old gold and I miss the old eagle belt.
the
But-
AEW title.
but I'm old. I'm old school.
but yeah, and
Pretty bad.
the last bit of news, which really isn't news, where I can control the banners.
I just sound like
Fans are back.
Friday.
that's what
3
we're
days.
done with Thunderdome, aren't we?
We're
Thunderdome's
done.
over.
Yep.
Done.
And
Awesome.
NXT is taping 2 sets of tapings this week or early next week. Then they're going back to full
Then
set.
they're gonna
Looks
be-
like they're going to be back to full capacity as well.
Hell yeah.
This
So
is awesome.
we're back to normal.
Back to
AEW's
normal.
already back,
They've been doing that, yeah.
and then WWE's back. They're going. Hell, we have 2 events in September coming here.
Yeah, I saw that.
We
Like
do.
Columbus.
We
and
got Extreme
Cincinnati.
Rules,
Yeah.
and then a Raw.
Yep.
It's gonna be
Back to
awesome.
back. That is
Back to
pretty cool.
Back to normal.
Raw's in Cincinnati.
Unless
I'll be watching ticket prices.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Even though it's Raw.
I'm curious what they're going to like. If they're going to be like how they used to be, if they're going to jack them up because
Because
people
they've had a
are-
year off.
Yeah.
Well, hell, they fired half their roster, cut half their marketing department. They probably don't have to overcharge us anymore.
I wouldn't think so, but
No.
all about that money. But yeah, that's fun. That is really exciting. I'm hoping that Delta variant doesn't get too cray. If you guys are all paying attention,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've read about it.
I think we'll be fine.
I just try to ignore it.
Yeah,
It's like no,
we'll be
I
fine.
don't want to fucking hear about that shit again.
I ain't scared. Nor am I getting vaccinated. I don't care.
So SmackDown is pretty eventful. I guess we'll start with this because I did not expect this to happen.
I did not
Let me
either.
find the picture. So Shotzi Blackheart, who they're just going to call Shotzi, Tegan Knox, they debuted on SmackDown and beat Natalya and Tamina in their debut, and they ran Division Net for Toni Storm coming up. So that
Awesome.
depleted SmackDown roster we talked about
Yeah.
half
They're
They
has
got
got
it.
upgraded significantly with
Sure
3
has.
huge acquisitions right here.
Well, that's good.
That's awesome.
Hopefully, they actually do something with him. Hopefully, now we're back on the road. They actually start building storylines,
Yeah.
and we stop
I
treading
think
water.
they gave Shotzi mean, the tank will get over with the fans. It was over as fuck with the NXT fans, so it'll get over because her
Absolutely.
dad was in the military and
Oh,
she
yeah.
drives that in tribute because he died or whatever.
See, I saw that and immediately thought DX invading WCW.
Now she drove.
She rides people
they had a
over with
storyline
tanks.
in NXT where Candice LeRae destroyed it, and she
I remember hearing about
yeah.
it.
So
She had to rebuild.
and I thought it was cool. She got shoot shit out of it, about blasted Tamina with it. But all three of these women are good.
Absolutely.
Huge. And with Bailey, I think Toni Storm's going to absolutely be world champion and within 6
She
months.
will.
I just realized that is that Tegan Knox there in the middle.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Her outfit looks like Captain
It
Marvel.
It does.
That's why she's a Captain Marvel fan.
Gotcha.
So that it's literally an homage to
Well,
that.
I already hate her because I don't like Captain Marvel
Oh, for
because
fuck's sake.
Brie Larson sucks. But
Be that as it may,
I'm
it's
just kidding.
very good to see SmackDown.
SmackDown having new women faces that we don't see all the
absolutely
and
good.
they
fresh starts.
they
pretty
kill
much.
it on fucking NXT.
Absolutely
And
do.
they've pretty much accomplished as much as they can at this point. So
Sure.
good move.
Hell yeah. I dig it.
Apparently they impressed at the PC visit because
Oh,
now
yeah.
you're got Vince went down there with all his people.
All those peeps.
Yep.
Good deal. I mean, that's a good timing too, since Bailey's out now. At least
Yeah.
we got somebody.
can really run.
Step up.
Step up now. And
My shit's delaying for some reason, so it'll eventually pop up. But
Yeah, I don't
KO.
understand. I mean, that's for all because my wife's working from home, so she's on it. We're on it. It's probably just getting drained.
So just enjoy the picture of the three beautiful women. But there we go. This week, KO, Big E, Seth, and Nakamura in a fatal four-way. Who do y'all got? Not that it really matters, but
Right.
typically whoever wins
Oh.
this match is not winning Money in the Bank. So
Sure.
typically that's
Right.
how that works.
I could agree with that.
let's see.
So on that note, I have Seth winning this match
Cool.
because Seth's not winning Money in the Bank.
That's fair. I'm going to go with Nakamura winning this match. I don't think Nakamura's going to win it either.
You want to just take KO
That's what I'm picking. Is KO.
because he's not winning it either.
That's
So,
sad, ain't it?
Hey, I'm glad they put together a nice card for the first live.
Yeah, they
like,
did.
for the
Yeah,
live
they
fans.
have
Like, they just
to.
didn't tip some. They could typically just mail it in.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
it's the go home show. Let's do a few promos, a couple matches. They actually have a few really good matches on this card.
I wish KO would win Money in the Bank, but it's
I
just
do
not
too.
going to
It's just
happen.
not.
Well, Yvonne's favorite. So we'll have to get her thoughts on this one. Bianca and Carmella. The women's championship was moved to Friday, so I'm assuming this will be probably the opener because I'm assuming the 6-man tag will close the show with Roman and Edge.
No, opener or mid card just to get
But,
them.
there's no shot Bianca loses this.
It's absolutely.
No.
To me, it's a fill-in because what happened with Bailey was thrown
It's
last
definitely a
minute.
fill-in.
Definitely,
They just had to do something with it.
they took Carmella out of the Money in the Bank and put Liv Morgan in, which Liv
Yep.
Morgan didn't have to go through that because she deserved to be in it regardless. But
Yeah,
Sure.
that's right. I'm glad you brought that up. Liv did get put in.
she did get put in to
She should
replace
have been
Carmella.
in anyway. But
She didn't have to go through this, like interrupting every week. Put me in. She just deserved it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why does she deserve it? I know she kept saying that, but I don't remember
I
why she
know.
deserved
well, she's
it.
won.
I forgot
She,
too.
she's beat like the last three people that's gotten entered
Oh.
into it. Like she
And
keeps,
she's beat
she
Carmella
keeps saying
many
prove
times
it, then
too.
she wins, and they don't put her in.
She's beat
I gotcha.
Carmella many times too.
That's fair. I guess I do remember that. I guess like she
I
kept
can't
winning.
remember it
Yeah.
either.
Kind of like how Nikki Cross kept winning and then
Yeah.
became a superhero.
Mhm.
Yeah, listen. All right, we'll get to that in a second.
It's pitiful because this is going to be a squash,
I don't
Yeah.
think it'll be a squash, but
Well.
I don't think. I think.
and
it's
Carmella's
obvious.
going to boohoo.
I apologize for the picture because there wasn't an actual picture on like
Look at
Google Images for this, but Pat McAfee's face says it all. So you have the Mysterios and Edge
right.
against the Bloodline.
The bloodline,
So
yeah.
I mean, they're back together. I
Sure.
mean, they're all in the
For
same
now.
page.
Family, yep.
Yep.
And then it's kind of cool, the nostalgia to see Mysterio and Edge like teaming because of all their shit back in the day.
They've been around for a while. Do they actually call themselves the Bloodline
Not,
yet?
that's what they used to call them. They have not
They haven't done it
they
yet?
haven't brought that up yet. But
I
that is
gotcha.
that's what
It's
So we've been
it.
calling them.
Yep. Yep.
cool. I expect Edge to pin one of the Usos
Same.
because
Yeah.
Roman's going to beat the living. Is Seth's going to screw him? What'd you think of that backstage thing between Edge and Seth?
Loved it.
That was good.
Show them where we're going. I mean, obviously, it's going to be Edge Rollins at SummerSlam. We've been saying it for a long
He
time.
said,
Yeah,
"Man,
yeah.
things ain't changed since 2014."
Yeah.
You see that picture on there's a picture on Twitter. It shows them in 2014 and the
Wow.
same backstage,
Jeez.
staring at each other.
That's
The only
awesome.
difference is Edge has like no hair.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a long time ago.
He's like clean cut.
Yeah.
That's when Seth put his head on the briefcase
that,
and
yep.
Oh,
he's like, "I'm
yeah.
going to kill you."
Yep.
And then Becky actually cussed Edge out. Remember, she went after him.
I don't remember that part.
She went after him on Raw one night and ripped him a new one
Gotcha. I don't
in
remember
front,
that.
in front of Beth because they were teasing them
Was that
feuding.
back when she was like a big heal?
Yeah.
Okay, I do kind
That's
of
back
remember
when the man shit just kind of
before
See,
she
I don't
got too
remember
over.
that,
it.
but it sounds
before
familiar.
they were like, they won't stop cheering her.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Yep. Okay, I do believe
Wait
that.
till she gets back.
But
They're gonna be
I
cheering her
think-
more.
I think Edge and the Mysterios sneak one, and I also think the Usos versus the Mysterios inevitably happens at some point. The Usos get all. They're gonna have all the gold.
They're gonna have all
Probably.
the
Well,
gold.
come
In that
SummerSlam,
group.
not SummerSlam, but obviously at Money in the Bank, Reigns is beating Edge,
Mhm.
and if the Usos do fight Mysterios whenever that time does come, yeah, they're
They're
gonna beat
winning.
them.
They're gonna have
Yeah.
all the gold.
They should, and they really should.
Do we think that Dominic is gonna be around for a long time?
I do.
Think so?
That's one of the things when we get into our pandemic. He didn't make it, but he was close.
He was
He
close.
had a really good feud with Seth.
He did.
Mhm.
That spot where they tied him in the ropes and they beat the living shit out of him.
He takes some hits, doesn't he?
Brock threw him around.
He threw him
Mhm.
out of the fucking
So,
ring.
like,
Roman
Roman
threw,
just
threw
launched
him
him.
over
Like,
the rope.
He's the
Over the rope.
definition.
Yeah.
He paid his dues.
He's taking his
He's
hits.
paying his dues. That's for damn
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, I think he'll be around.
Yeah, he'll be.
I don't
And-
know. He's just so little. Like I just don't know if he will. Like after Ray's gone, because Ray can't be around too much longer,
No.
right? A couple more years, maybe.
I think he got 3 years left on his deal. He signed a 3-year deal back
Gotcha.
when AEW was on his ass. And
Yeah, that's fair.
WWE was like, "We're going to push your kid. Why would you leave?"
We're gonna push your kid.
It's like after Ray's gone, I just don't know if I would see him sticking around. Just because he's not that ripped. He's bouncy. He can take hits, but he's just not.
It's all about where they place
huge.
him.
Sure.
Like his biggest sticking out was his feud with Seth.
Yeah, I'd
And
agree.
the fact that
He's-
Seth was like,
he
"Yeah,
can
I'll
go.
work a significant pay-per-view with this kid."
He'll go.
Like Seth's one of the best there is. So we'll see. But they're using him pretty well now. I mean,
Yeah.
tag team champion.
yeah, I
He
have
has
no
a-
complaints.
He has a pretty good role in SmackDown.
Sure.
So we'll see. But SmackDown looks like it's going to be a pretty good show
So
this
far,
week.
yeah.
And the big thing, man, this is huge.
Fans are back.
This is big. I can't wait. Like, but then the fucking annoying what chance are going to start and we'll get mad.
Yeah, they better knock that crap off. Do the yes.
And
Do the
quit,
yes.
and quit screaming CM Punk like he's not coming
Like
back.
seriously,
At least for this first SmackDown, be cool. Do the yes chance.
and I don't like
do
when they boo
cheers.
people I like. I can't stand.
Well, that's fine because sometimes people suck. But don't do the CM Punk what shit because this is not
Yeah.
2012.
We don't want to, that shit.
That drove me nuts. Booing people I like. Let them talk.
Well, don't suck and they won't boo him. What about that?
That's true.
All right, another piece of news.
That's true.
was we're not going to elaborate on NXT very much because this is a Money in the Bank prediction show, but
He did.
and probably my match of the year now with Gargano. It
Oh,
was
hell yeah.
amazing. And
Mhm.
and the show ends with him choking out Joe.
Oh,
All right. Oh shit.
he
He's
choked
put the
him
cl-
out.
he-
Yep.
I love his finisher. Jacket. He put it on him and choked Joe out.
Oh man.
So I think we're getting a Joe Cross in
I
NXT.
think so too.
We got Joe and Cross. Ready for this? Crossing paths.
Not for fun. But yeah, very good ending to
Very
the show.
good.
That is
And
cool.
I think we already alluded. Mandy Rose is now down in NXT.
She's yeah.
So-
If we have not, I know we talked about it before the show, but Mandy Rose is now on NXT, and Leah is
Moving
now
to
on
Raw.
Raw
Raw,
is
yep.
War.
I think
So
they're calling it a trade. So
That's what they
That's
said,
what
that's
it
what
said
they
on
said.
Twitter. Yeah.
All right.
that's good for
Yeah.
Mandy because one, she's not that good in the mic, or that's not
She
She-
can,
right, but she's
She
not
needs,
good in the
she
ring.
needs a little bit
it'll
more
give her some
help,
time
yeah.
to fine tune her shit down there. And
And I may be wrong here, but that sexy gimmick did not fit her. Like
No.
she's hot, don't get me wrong,
No,
but she was
it
like
didn't.
built and ripped, so she wasn't like sexy. Like
she could have done a lot better than that gimmick.
she
Absolutely.
was too
It
ripped for
just
the
don't
sexy
fit her.
gimmick.
She just needs something. She needs to find something that fits her.
Right, like she could be like a tough girl,
Mhm.
or you know, you like she could be a regular girl, but like the being that I'm so sexy when you
Yeah.
have muscles, that's
Mm.
not. I mean, it's sexy. Don't get me wrong, but that doesn't fit that gimmick.
I don't have muscles, so I can't say nothing.
Yeah, good trade.
It
Good
was a
get
good
for
trade.
both brands.
Good for Aaliyah, too,
Oh,
so.
good, very good for Aaliyah. She's been in the PC for 7 years.
7 years.
Damn.
So she paid her fucking.
Dealing with Robert Stone.
Yeah,
She should be performing
Even though
very well.
Even though I
She's
like
very
her.
good.
Yeah.
She's very solid in the ring. That's for damn sure.
I don't really know much about her. I saw her. She looks cool.
Yeah.
I'll deal
It'll
with
be
her.
fun. What's normally not fun is 3 hours of WWE.
Yeah,
So,
that's rough.
I was not very thrilled. Like, it was okay. So I didn't type anything in because I didn't really care about it as much. Woods beat Lashley.
Very
Lashley
shocking.
dominated and
I think
Woods
that's fun.
stuck one.
He did.
It was like a roll up.
Yeah,
That was
that's
a
how every match
shocking
ends,
factor.
apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eva Marie and Doudrop was in Alexa Bliss's playground.
This is funny.
So it appears Alexa's going to be fucking around with Eva Marie
Which I'm fine with
in a
that.
storyline, which
Thank you, Alexa Bliss, for that.
led to a fatal 4-way, which Nikki Cross,
Yeah.
Chuck's favorite superhero, did win.
That's good.
Nikki Cross
Drew
was awesome.
McIntyre destroyed Jinder Mahal's motorcycle.
Which I also loved.
Already?
And then-
I loved it.
and then,
Already?
And then 45 minutes later, WWE runs a commercial for a Drew McIntyre red motorcycle that comes apart.
That's
So,
all that.
I've never had a smile on my face watching
There was
Jinder in
that.
my
That
life.
motorcycle lasted what,
Loved it.
2 weeks, and they were
Yeah.
making toys out of it.
I told him I've never been the biggest Drew McIntyre fan till now. I love that. Sorry.
your guys' boys putting people over, man. Ivar got a clean pin over AJ Styles.
Gosh, he did.
Omos beat the shit out of Eric. Oh, they've done a really, really good job with Omos. Omos looks like a fucking
He's
monster.
a beast.
He
So-
is.
Teeth.
I can't wait till he turns on Styles.
Oh, God.
Just the chop to the head.
Like
Poor
his
Styles.
first big singles win is going to be him squashing AJ,
Yep.
which AJ will probably do
Poor
it for him.
Styles.
But then the question with that is, so will like Omos take over like the Braun Strowman Big Show roles
He
since
could.
they're all
He
gone
could.
now?
I feel like he's probably better at it.
I mean, like, can he actually do moves, or are you just a big guy like Strowman could do moves?
I feel like you can just use him to kick people's ass.
Like that's what they tried with Khali, and it didn't really work that well.
Khali was a former champion.
Yeah, but it was a really
Show
bad
some
time.
respect for the greatest,
The only
the
people that
second
like him
greatest
are
wrestler
Indians.
from India
Right.
after Jinder.
So like,
Ew.
you know, like Strowman can move. Big Show did a pretty good job in that role. I don't know if we haven't. I have no idea, but we haven't seen anything. But can he do more than just punch?
Listen, Drake Khali's in the Hall of Fame. All he did was
Yeah.
shot.
Jesus Christ!
He is in the Hall of
He
Fame.
is in the Hall
I
of
know
Fame.
he is. So is Donald Trump. It doesn't mean he's good in the
Oh,
ring.
right.
Hey, he ran our country.
Not that well. Anyway,
Hey, listen, I wasn't paying $3.50 for gas.
that's a good point.
So,
that's a good
I
point.
mean, I didn't care about all the other shit. All I know is I used to pay $20 for
Yep.
my car. Now it's 40.
You're not wrong
It is
because mine's the
fucking
same.
terrible.
It is fucking.
I never
terrible.
thought I'd get to the days where I'm like, I'm gonna put 15 in. It's like, no, I'm
Yeah.
a grown adult. I fill up my car.
I
Now I'm
know.
like, I can't afford it because it's $62 a gallon.
Dude,
God
it's a
forbid
joke.
I had diesel.
I
I'd
know.
have to take a second mortgage out to afford gas.
I know, man. I'm spending $80 a week on gas, and it's fucking ridiculous. So I do miss Donald Trump for that aspect. And now what they'll tell you,
That might be the only thing.
what they'll tell you is, well, they're not connected. Well, that might be the case, but they fucking are. Because
They're all connected.
whenever there's a Democrat in office, it's fucking high. Whenever there's a Republican, fucking not. That's just the way it is. It's not my decision. I didn't make that decision. I didn't vote for any of them,
I voted
right
for
or
myself.
left. But that's just the trend that I've seen. So anyway, we get off topic there a little bit.
Sheamus beat the Sheamus is back. He was bitching about his face being still hurt, but he beat the shit out of Carrillo backstage, which led to a priest walk
Absolutely.
by,
I love that.
and then he hit a bro kick and won in like 20
He
seconds.
did.
And then Priest ran in to make the save after he was going to beat him down after the match. So Priest, Sheamus, SummerSlam looks like we're going to go down that road.
That'd be good.
So I'm assuming we're going to get a Priest Sheamus match on Raw here soon. Priest
Yep.
wins, which sets up him getting the chance,
Yep.
and
Good for
hopefully
him.
Priest gets a Priest. That'd be a good belt to start him with.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
I like Priest. I like
I
to
do
see.
too.
I'm glad that they're pushing him a little bit, and you know,
I
Sheamus.
mean, I know you guys hated the Bad Bunny shit.
was
but
terrible.
that was a
Awful.
that
There's
was
not
a,
even no
that
words
was a
to
good
describe
show of
that.
trust
Sure.
since he came up.
Yeah.
Edge kind of like it wasn't the Cena Undertaker thing, but he did say, "Hey, kid, like
Sure.
I'm a fan." So like
Mhm.
Edge
Yeah.
gave him the rub, so they thought enough of him to do that.
And
He's
then,
got
we,
a badass entrance.
and then we wasted 2 months with Bad Bunny, but
He-
now we're rolling.
He was on
Wasted,
the most
yes.
watched part.
But now we're rolling,
Yeah, and
And,
he's
uh,
going
Which
to be
we
in a
said it's
significant mid
wasted.
card feud. It looks like with Sheamus.
and people like working with Sheamus. Like he's
Yeah.
a hard hitter, so like if
Mhm.
you can work with Sheamus,
Oh,
you can do good.
They're going to beat the shit out of each
Yeah.
other.
Oh,
Because
yeah, they
Priest is
are.
fucking really. He's really athletic. He's
Sure.
very good at kicks.
He's a
he
big
does
guy.
those roundhouse
Yeah.
kicks and shit.
kind of same style as Aleister Black or whatever you call him
Yeah.
now, but I
Something
love.
with an
Oh,
M
speaking of, do you see him appear on AEW already?
Yeah, he's like Malachi Black
Yeah,
or something.
it's fucking
He's
good.
going after Cody,
Yeah, yeah,
of course.
yeah. He's gonna lose to Cody in the first.
Well, I like that. I like that gimmick because I like him a lot. But like again, I don't like Cody Rhodes, so it's just
That's
like
right.
eh.
When the lights came back on, one of his eyes was black, and I'm like, what
Somebody
the
put
heck?
like Alistair's gonna be the AEW with Undertaker was the WWE. It's like no,
Oh,
he's
no,
not.
not that
So
extreme.
many things are wrong because he's not grown from AEW. He's never gonna be able to.
Cody's on.
Anyway,
Well,
Yeah.
Taker, you can't recreate
You're never
these
gonna
gimmicks.
duplicate.
It's not about repeating somebody else's shit. It's about doing something and making it your own. And I think he could do that if given
he
the
could,
right
but
opportunity.
the comparisons.
All right. And we'll probably see him back in WWE.
You never know.
down the
He
line.
could squash.
I
Cody.
mean,
Who
his
knows?
wife is employed there,
He'll
so
be there for a couple of years. I mean, that's what happens with all these guys. That's something
Mhm.
people I don't think realize. And a lot of these big guys that were in the Attitude Era, they were in WCW first, and then they went to WWF and got big. A lot of the guys who are big in WWF right now left and had to come back.
they got big in WWE.
Yeah.
They leave and they're like, "Fuck."
Or they did not get big in WWE, got big elsewhere, and then came back, like Bobby Lashley, like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
They got bigger in TNA
Mhm.
than they did in WWE. And then cycle right now, there's going to be a few of these guys they let go. We're going to see them back. We're going to see Braun Strowman back. We're going to
Mhm.
see Black back, and probably a few others. And then some of them aren't worth coming back. We won't see. Just how this business works. You kind of outgrow where you're at. You go somewhere else, and then
There's
you
a
come
lot
back.
of moving and shaking.
It's a revolving door.
Yeah.
So, and that's fine. It's just, the fans, especially in the internet era with Twitter and shit, people are obnoxious, and the diehards on both sides, just shut the fuck up.
Right.
but so it's just a revolving door, and that's just time. People forget, I think, that, Stone Cold was in WCW first.
Yeah.
Triple H was. The Undertaker was. Jericho was. So, and then they all went
Was
to
it Hogan
WWF.
also?
He was there after. I think,
Okay.
if I remember correctly, he got big in WWF first.
Yeah, you're right. I'd imagine like Braun might do some indie shit. I'm sure he'll circle back around.
He's just too big of a name.
I feel like Jericho, even though he's adamant
be
about
back.
it,
He'll
I
be
feel like
back.
he's going to definitely do one more brief
Before
run or
he's
something
done.
before
Yeah.
he's going to have to full circle it.
If he wants to retire, he was at WWF or WWE for 20 years. When he
Yeah,
retires, it'll be in WWF.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and he's definitely going to be in the Hall of First Ballot. He's going to be the
yeah.
headline of like a Canadian WrestleMania Hall of Fame kind of
yes.
stuff.
Sure.
Like Jericho would be that guy.
Absolutely.
Yep, I agree with that, and that's just how it goes. And Vince, he's already shown he doesn't hold grudges. He let
he
Canelo
really
come
don't give
back.
a shit. He told Mark Henry go for it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Mark Henry said on Busted Open, they were like, how's that combo? He's like, Vince was like, listen, we just don't have nothing in the cards for you. He's like, you want to go there?
Go.
I wish you the best.
Yep.
I think you're going to do great there.
That's what he said to
And
Big
like,
Show too. Big Show said the same thing. Like he was let go by told by somebody else that he would never do anything in WWF again. So he said, all right, I'm out. And then after he announced that he was in AEW, Vince personally called him and said, you have one to offer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Vince ain't the fucking devil like everybody thinks.
No, he just surrounds himself with bad
Yeah.
people, I think, sometimes.
It's like me sitting at this table.
Right, sure.
Anyway, Ripley beat Natalia. It was actually a pretty solid match. It wasn't very long,
It was
but
a good match.
it made Ripley look good, and Natalia
Till
been
the
around for a long
end of the
time.
match, you were
It's
upset.
a win over her. And the match of the night was Ricochet and John Morrison. Easy.
I believe that.
Ricochet won.
Tear it down.
There was a little bit the Riddle thing. If you guys have not saw the Riddle spot where he takes Miz's wheelchair and lays it on the
I
back,
haven't
and
yet.
Miz starts kicking and screaming, and Riddle lays next to him and starts kicking and
He
screaming.
did.
It was pretty damn good. Riddle's fucking badass, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
he is.
He is.
He's
Mhm.
the
He's
best,
on my list.
He's the second best thing in WWE right now after the Roman Reigns storyline.
Mhm.
I would disagree.
There's people
He's
that'll
number
argue
one.
it's first. Yeah,
I think, in my opinion, I enjoy watching him more than I do
I agree.
Roman.
Well,
So that's
I'm just the longevity of the Roman thing.
Roman's is more
Yeah,
serious.
because
Uh,
Roman's
Right.
like when you look at WWE as a whole,
Sure.
it's like what's the biggest thing? What's the title? Who's your guy?
Sure.
It's Roman, and that
Roman.
storyline's been badass.
was Randy there this past Monday?
He was not.
He was
Damn,
not.
that's 3 weeks in a
Riddle
row.
said on Raw Talk that
Oh,
he's
geez.
emailed him and texted him and tried to find him on Instagram, and he won't respond. So
On Instagram.
it's what he
He
said.
said he called Orton and his voicemail was full.
Yeah, he said his
Oh,
voicemail's full. I told him, "Hey, little Viper's trying to get a hold of you, bro." Like, it's going to be
Lord.
amazing when Orton appears. I feel like Orton's going to appear when he's getting his ass kicked and save him.
I
Sure.
think so
Well, now he's in Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah.
Riddle is,
too. Mhm.
and Orton has not been around since Riddle lost it for him.
Mhm.
All right, that could be interesting. So I think we'll see him Monday.
Maybe or
Maybe
Sunday.
That's what I meant. Sunday.
Sunday.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Sunday.
Maybe. I mean, I'm hoping this dude's been in hiding for a while.
He's been
Like,
gone.
the fans are back.
And for you guys who can't see it because the computer's covering it or your audio, he's wearing a Bray Wyatt comic book shirt.
Mhm.
It's about time. Fans are back. Like,
Mhm.
I see
but
no
if I
better
go,
way.
him being back will dictate if I take how seriously I take maybe going to Raw on the 27th of September.
That's right.
I've never seen the Fiend in person.
Nope. We saw Bray Wyatt in person,
Yeah.
but
We
never
did.
the
We saw him
Fiend.
at that fucking Starcade thing.
Oh yeah, you guys did. Yeah, I was there for that one. We saw him on
We've seen
SmackDown.
him. Yeah, we've seen him
Yep.
a couple times, I think.
Yep.
'Cause I saw Elias get put over by Ric Flair only to lose to Jackson Riker every week.
That's
but-
rough.
But yeah, that was pretty. Lashley, I think we talked about it already. Cut a very good promo
Mhm.
at the end. He told MVP, "I'm done with the chicks. I'm done with the booze.
He's just done.
I'm gonna start kicking ass again." And MVP was scared out of his fucking.
I thought he was
mind.
gonna hit MVP for a
And,
second.
Yeah, he was like,
I'm
not-
like, this is done.
He said, "I want to start hurting people again."
Oh boy.
I still think expansion of the hurt
Dick.
business is going to happen.
Do they need to? That was
There's
a
another
good
guy
move.
that's still lingering. It's Keith Lee,
Bring him
Yeah.
in.
which I think live
Mhm.
fans might be. I just think I read this article the other day from one of the sites I actually do trust that said they have a lot of surprises in store for us the next couple weeks.
That's good.
Leading into SummerSlam.
As they should.
It's like we
Yeah.
might not get big names, but we might get a Keith Lee return.
Dude, that's the thing. I
or
don't want
a
big
like
names.
we might get the people we've been clamoring for to come back.
That's what we
Like
need.
I'd rather have before Brock Lesnar.
Absolutely.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
And
Like-
John Cena, because I
get the John Cena
Sure.
thing. It's
Yeah.
Vegas. It's SummerSlam.
no, I understand.
And
You
that
gotta
story,
have
that story with him and Roman is
sure.
cat. And I'm not 100% sure Roman wins that.
Oh, he's winning that.
I don't know.
I think he's
If
They might-
Cena's not coming back,
They
he's gonna win.
might give Cena that
Roman's winning.
17th.
I mean, I'd be okay with it.
I mean,
But we already said he's going to have to do another movie. So how long until he can defend that title again? So
I got Roman.
Right
I'm
now,
sorry, Cena.
we'll get there. Listen, it's Money in the Bank. Listen, her. I got Roman. Like we'll get
I
there.
didn't pick
That's-
it.
but
You know I don't pick Cena.
But that's what I think. One of the I don't want big name surprises. I want to start pushing the people we have and start making long term storylines.
That's why I was so excited Friday to see those three women come up to a SmackDown. It's like
weekly
Yeah.
people.
new faces,
Right.
build them, and SmackDown does a great job of building them.
They do.
That's SmackDown's way
Outside
better.
of Otis, which I don't care about,
Couldn't care less about
but
this.
everything
Yeah.
else I'm kind of invested in.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
I think as you say that, I think when I watched SmackDown yesterday, Otis is the only thing I fast forwarded.
Yeah,
That's-
Otis is
Me
what-
too.
I fast forwarded Otis as well.
So
Not really digging.
it's dumb.
It just doesn't make sense.
It's
to me.
it's a waste of everybody's time. Like they tried with Otis, they didn't do a good job. They effed up, and they're not doing a good job now. They're effing up. So
he's so over his baby face.
he was.
Let's turn him heel.
Yep.
It's like, all right.
Let's shave that beard. What? Like,
Yeah, it looks rough.
It
Well,
does.
it really.
bad for him.
I do.
It's like Jesus, this is embarrassing.
He's thrown all over the place and nothing works for him.
I mean,
Literally nothing.
but he's still on TV. Meanwhile, we have people like Kevin Owens doing a
Yes.
whole lot. Like
Mhm.
bring Owens back on SmackDown and let him. Or wait, he's already on SmackDown, but let him start tearing it up. Wait, that's not right. Yeah, make that T-shirt, dude.
Really do. Question, dot, dot, dot.
Yeah, that's not right.
Question mark. Question
Anyway.
mark. I can't say
That's fucking
nothing.
funny.
I can't say nothing.
All right. So something that is not a waste of people's time is our predictions.
Fact.
And you'll find the article at whatthebuzz.com sometime Saturday because we still have some things that we're going to wait for on SmackDown to unfold.
Sure.
I'm going to start with this match just because it's like kind of the elephant in the room.
Phew.
We'll start with the women's. Ladies first, right? I didn't even take Carmella out. That's how fucking outdated this one is.
That changes quick, man.
Yeah.
Too quick for
Bear
us.
with me. You're being cruisy. You'd be like, man, you don't even have your shit.
You don't even edit.
All right, here we
correctly.
go.
Or spell correctly.
Oh, shit. 2 people popped in when I fucked up. All right, here we go. Bliss,
Of course.
Cross, Morgan, Asuka, Naomi, Zelina Vega, Natalia versus Blake.
Mystery.
So,
Hopefully, Sonya.
I hope so too.
we'll start with that. Who do y'all think that the question mark is? And keep
I
in
gotta
mind, it's
guess.
supposed to be from the SmackDown side.
I gotta guess. I'm not sure what show Becky's on, but I got
I know, I was
She
Becky.
thinking-
got drafted
that's
to
it.
Raw. She's listed as a Raw superstar.
How long ago though?
Last year's draft.
Dang.
That's plenty of time to say.
I mean, I feel like since she wasn't there and they still drafted her first round to Raw, that she's
Yeah.
going to be on Raw.
I
but it's
know.
been a long time now, and sometimes you just don't. You just have to forget that. But think about that.
I'd go down to 4. She'd be my 4th likely. 3 would be Knox or Blackheart because they could go in there, have a great
Yeah.
showing, and that really pump them up.
Fair.
2 would be Tony Storm. 1, Sonya. I think Sonya's going to put herself in it.
I got Sonya.
I hope it's Sonya.
I got
I
Sonya.
think Liv's going to piss her off again tomorrow, and Sonya's going to be like, you know what? I'm sick of your shit. I'm going to make sure you don't win the fucking
I'm
Money
gonna
in the
put
Bank 'cause
myself
I'm
in
going
it.
to win it.
I
like
am the
that.
boss. I
And
put
then
myself in it.
There's reports that there's push backstage like we need her in the ring.
I hope
Like,
so.
We
Me
really
too.
need her in the ring.
Well, I hope that you're right. If it's this, is this for a point?
No.
Oh, all right.
No.
Now, if it was,
we
my-
don't, we don't do that shit.
So I would say Sonya.
we just go off the winner.
Sure,
It's
sure,
clean,
sure.
win or lose.
I would say Becky Lynch just because I think that'll be a
Okay.
good pop.
I think that'd be a hell of a pop.
That would be,
And
absolutely.
goddamn, would it get? You'd have Roman and Becky on the same fucking show.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'd still rather it be Sonya because she's my girl.
I'm hoping Sonya.
I do too. I got Sonya.
All right, who y'all? My predictions you can still read on our article,
Oh,
but are
gosh.
pointless in this pay-per-view because I'm not a part of this.
Well, you
Pointless.
still win and overall be like, well, see, I still fucking win.
Well, we'll see. Typically,
You're on the-
when this
you're on the
happens, like when we do
commentating
NXT, I never win, and
Yeah.
I love it. Like NXT,
I always win NXT.
you all, yeah, it's fucking stupid.
He does. He wins it all the
So,
time.
Yvonne, who you got?
I got Nikki Cross.
Nice.
Holy shit!
Fresh start for her. She's been on a winning streak like crazy.
She's a superhero.
And she's a superhero.
Almost.
Ripley, even though she didn't pin him 1, 2, 3, she did.
I guess I should have put her name
outlast them
correctly.
against
Her name is Nikki Ash.
That's facts.
I know I
Almost a
didn't put
superhero.
that.
Just
either.
put down superhero. We all know.
She's beat Ripley.
I
She's
actually
beat
typed in
Charlotte.
Nikki
I
Ass.
see
I'm gonna delete
future
that.
title shot there.
All
Winning
right.
this will put
That
her
one caught
over.
me off guard. All right.
Told you I had to really think about something. It's hard.
I
Chug.
mean, this is a tough one. I
Mhm.
honestly, if it was one of these people, I would probably say Cross or Liv Morgan.
That's what I did too.
Liv Morgan could be one. I just don't see it, so I'm going to go with question mark. I think that's who the winner is
You're
going to
gonna
be.
go with question mark?
I'm going with question mark. I don't see any of these. Obviously not Bliss. Her
No.
character doesn't match it.
Asuka, not for sure.
I mean, we got Natalie, who I'd love for her to win, but she's in a
Mhm.
tag team.
Mhm.
Naomi is just not going to happen. Asuka, I think they're kind of moving on from
And
her for the
Vega,
time being. Vega, she just came back now.
Yeah.
So I would say, Nick is a good guess. They've been pushing her pretty. Morgan, I could see it, but question mark.
That's who it was between Cross and Liv Morgan for me. And now mystery. Who knows who that would be?
Question mark.
Question mark. I'm sorry.
Who you got, Joshua?
I got Liv.
Nice. That's a good. Agree.
Because they kept her out. She's in. And like she could just chill with it for a while.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
then she can pick her spot. Because I feel like the fact she survived all these cuts means they
Yes.
do
They
have
like her.
something for her. They
I do
tried that
too.
shit on Raw when they turned her lesbian. And then
Yeah, against
when she
Lana,
interrupted
yeah.
Lana's wedding, remember?
Yeah.
Then they had her like in the bathtub vignettes. They've tried to repackage her a few times. This would be a
that's
Still
good.
the bathtub. Yeah,
This would be a
that.
clean like.
Nope, I would agree. Out of all of those, if I picked one of those names, Morgan would probably
Like
be who.
Alexa doesn't need it.
No.
Zelina doesn't need it. Naomi.
Asuka don't. For
If
sure.
I was picking second, I'd pick Naomi. It's called.
She's not doing anything
But
else. Yeah.
I also wish I was booking because I'd have her go over to SmackDown, cash in on Bianca, and join the fucking bloodline with her husband. But
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That
too.
makes sense.
I don't.
Mhm.
I don't have a job.
And Asuka
But
just doesn't need it.
If it's not question mark, it's going to be Morgan.
I think it's Liv. I think it's Liv. And if I was picking second, it'd be Naomi, and third would be mystery person.
That works.
Yeah.
I just feel like sometimes he's Money in the Bank. Like last year, we were all wrong.
Sure.
Nobody picked fucking Otis.
Nope.
Like we knew he. Like,
And we were kind of disappointed. Like,
Yeah,
what?
like-
what?
very disappointed.
And he didn't even. And it ended up being Miz cashing in. Like, what the fuck?
like, yeah. And
He was so silly with that whole thing.
It was a
so-
joke.
It
A
was a joke.
lunchbox nonsense.
Keeping his
yeah,
food
that's
in
interesting.
it.
I like that. 3 different picks.
That's good.
It would happen when I'm not defending.
Of
Of
course.
course not.
All right. Speaking of not defending, the tag team titles have not been defended for a while, but they will be Sunday. Viking Raiders, who've been strong.
They
so
have
came
been
back.
looking
They
strong.
have.
Now, their new shirt's dope.
I don't know if I know him.
Let's raid and get paid.
There you go.
It's pretty dope. It's pretty
I
I
sweet.
dig
see it
that.
on
And the
Twitter.
color scheme of it's pretty sweet.
That is-
But AJ and Omos win.
Yeah.
I just but quick as I build them up, I tear them right down.
Yeah, that's the thing. I got them winning too. The Viking Raiders, I
Yeah.
could see because they've been feuding for a while. They've been
Mhm.
pushing the Viking Raiders for the first time since they were around the first time.
When they were the Viking Experience,
Right. Oh,
And
that
everybody
nonsense.
freaked the fuck
They had a
out.
new name every 3 weeks there for a minute.
Every 2 weeks.
But this is the first time they're making them look legit.
Mhm.
But I still don't see
I don't
Styles and Omos losing because what else are they going to do?
Right. There's nothing left.
Try to get it back from them? I don't think
See
so.
20 rematches.
No, I think we're headed toward Riddle and Randy.
Yeah.
I agree, and I
Um,
think we want Riddle and
I
Randy.
want them to win
to
at
beat those-
SummerSlam in
Yeah.
front of live fans. That pop's gonna be fucking amazing.
And they've already kind of didn't AJ Styles attack Riddle like last
Yeah.
week.
He did.
So
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
it's the
They started
seeds
it.
are still there.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's a
Styles and Omos.
clean sweep
Yep.
from us. I ain't even using the cool banner, so hold on. Check this shit out, everybody. Bam.
Oh,
Yep.
it didn't lag this time. That's good.
Yeah, and it's crystal clear. Fucking.
And your,
That is- that
and your
is
guys'
HD.
girls in the middle.
I didn't
front and
download the
center.
tab. I just put that on there, but whatever.
Sure.
So let's transition. Bam.
Oh,
She's on your
Um,
Charlotte's on your side too,
Ah,
Josh.
shit. I'm going to speak very quickly. Rhea, I'm done.
yeah, I got Rhea as well.
I got
Charlotte
Rhea.
beat the fuck out of her on Raw, so that
That was the
technically-
upsetting thing for you.
I
Saw
think they're making Rhea be a heel, and Charlotte is already a heel because Becky's going to come and whip their ass.
Oh, I could make that make sense too,
And I think Becky's going to just take back over
what
on,
she originally
and take
did.
her Raw title back.
Yeah, she never lost it,
She
right?
never
'Cause
lost it,
She
no.
gave it to Asuka in the briefcase.
Well, that being said, did it have to be a SmackDown star in the Money in the Bank?
That's
ladder
how
match?
they have it.
That's what they
4 on
said?
Raw, 4 on. That's how all of them
Oh,
are
okay.
structured.
And right
so-
now there's already 4 on
Yeah.
Raw. Got it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
because you got. All right, we'll do that after that. I got Rhea.
I got Rhea.
I got
Let's go
Rhea.
Charlotte.
No, I didn't.
We convinced her otherwise.
We've all clean sweat picked against Charlotte the last 3 pay-per-views, and we've been right on all of them. That's weird.
She used to be my girl. I used to have her win
She
everything.
used to fuck me out of my belt. All right, so this to me is the hardest one to pick. The men.
Yeah, that
Money
is.
in the Bank.
That
We
is
pull up the
tough.
cool graphic here. Fucking lagging. There you go.
That's tough. This is tough.
Riddle, Drew, Ricochet, Morrison, Big E, Nakamura, and Seth. This is going to be a fucking hell of a match, though.
Dude.
This match is going to be great.
It
There's
is,
so
it will be.
much. It's not even star power. There's so much ability in this
This
match.
is difficult.
The star, Drew and KO, and Seth would be the star power, in my opinion, at least. Chuck, we'll start with you. I'm conflicted.
So am I.
Yeah, man, this is a tough one.
Mhm.
It's not Riddle because he's going to be involved with the tag team stuff
Mhm.
most likely. Not John Morrison, just because they don't push John Morrison anymore. Unfortunately, not Kevin Owens because
Or KO.
he's just doing his own thing. So I got Big E and I got Drew McIntyre out of the ones I already eliminated, and I don't want Drew McIntyre because holy crap.
No.
So I got Big E going. Oh, Seth Rollins though.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
too.
we got Seth Rollins over there sneaking around. Oh man, not going to be Nakamura because Nakamura's not going to win.
It's-
Oh man, Big E and Seth Rollins is where the money is. I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins,
All right.
even though. No. Well, he could still win Money in the
He
Bank and still feud with Edge
He's
at
okay.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, he can call us Edge the title and be like, bitch, I'm about to get it. No, he's going to be like, you stole my spot, but I have my definite shot. Now I'm going to make sure you're not winning.
Or if he wins the briefcase, he could come out during the match and say, "Look what I got!" and smack it, distract Edge.
Oh, I
He
like
could.
that. I
Mhm.
like that a
Yeah.
lot.
and kind of.
He'd
I
be
thought.
like Edge could be going to win.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
win. I got
Yeah.
that fucking makes a lot.
Mhm.
That
I
makes
thought
a
of that earlier.
lot of sense.
I got to pick Seth.
That
now.
makes a lot of
Yeah,
got
fucking
the burn
sense.
it
That
down
put me on
shirt.
that hump. I'm going to go with Seth, but my heart kind of says Big E too. That's tough.
It is
Dude,
tough.
you sold me on Seth, even though I'm not changing my pick.
That's what I was talking to.
But he that makes a lot, and that would easily move
Mhm.
into a feud with Edge.
Well, since Josh isn't in this, I'm going to go with Seth Rollins. If Josh was in this, I might be picking Big E. It's
All right.
tough.
Yvonne, you going with Seth?
I gotta go to Seth too. I talked myself.
Who
into
are
that.
your final 3 you were considering?
I had Big E, and then I had Riddle at one point. But
Okay. My final 4 was Drew, Riddle, Big E, and KO.
You only had Rollins in the final 4?
No,
good lord,
I didn't think it needed it until you just sold me on it because I was like,
Well, she sold you on it.
Seth's going to lose. No, like, yeah. I mean, she made a
you
great
got
point.
the burn it down
That
shirt.
definitely sold me on that. But
I kept thinking about
coming
that,
into
like,
this room,
mhm.
that was he wasn't. I was considering Seth. I just figured, hey, they need another fucking star. So Seth Rollins, burn it down, boom, star
Mhm.
power.
How many times has Rollins? Has he already had it twice?
I think so. Once.
Twice.
I think he's only won it that one time.
Just the
Cashed
one
in at
time
Mania.
when Kane got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My final 2 was Big E and Riddle. The Riddle thing for me is like he could win it, and then he could be like, Randy, bro, like
You got
they
this.
can still win the tag titles. They can
Oh,
still do
yeah.
that whole thing. And then Orton's
Mhm.
like starts getting bitter, like I want to be the
Mhm.
fucking champion.
I like
and
that.
Then you over Orton.
Mhm.
He's like, that's why he turns on him because maybe Riddle starts getting too big
I like that.
for his
Oh,
own.
yeah.
He gets very cocky at some
Too
point during their
quickly.
run, and he's like,
Mhm.
"Bro, I'm gonna be the champion." And this, even though on Raw, Riddle said, "I want to cash these in with Randy for the tag titles," and it's like, Priest is like, "Are you sure you want to do that?"
Exactly.
Those are my
Yeah.
2, but I'm going Big E.
Going Big E.
I feel like they pushed him with the IC title so hard, and they just took it from him
Mhm.
for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think
Thanks, Alistair.
I think Big E's going to appear on Raw, and I think Big E and Lashley is going to be our SummerSlam match.
Okay. I mean,
I think Big E is going to cash in.
dude, I like that.
I think Big E's cashing in Sunday
I would like that
on
a lot.
Bobby
You
Lashley.
think so? I'd be okay with that
I'm going
life.
to call cash in, and then your SummerSlam match is going to be Big E versus Lashley.
And since Lesnar might be out,
without
That
Lesnar.
would
Yeah,
fit.
Because
yeah.
tell me one person on Raw right now that can face him at SummerSlam.
he's already beat
Are
everybody.
they going to do
Xavier-
Xavier Woods versus Lashley next?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Not again.
No offense to Xavier Woods. You watched on Twitter, so fuck you. But
And he's beating Kofi
that's
on
not
Sunday.
like that's not. I think he beats the
Yeah.
shit out of Kofi.
Mhm.
Big E runs out, saves him. And New Day's like, cash in, and he cashes in.
Sure.
And then there you go.
Gets a spot.
I would like that a lot.
And I wouldn't be
So would
surprised if you get New Day versus AJ Omos versus RK Bro at SummerSlam, just to have New Day on the card as well. Because they could pull the whole, we're bringing all the gold back and Big E's getting the champ.
Sure.
I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to be very cocky because the belt's not online, but I'm calling it a cash in with Big E this
on
Sunday.
All
And
right,
he moves
man.
to Raw. Big E leaves as the Raw champion.
I'd be okay with that. Like I would hope. I just don't think that's going to happen, but I would like it.
Creative ASAP.
Seth Rollins, man, like it's just
Yvonne sold me
going
on
back
that.
and
Is
forth.
such a good storyline.
or maybe we're overthinking it, and it's just going to
We
be
are.
like,
Yeah.
And Drew's going to win.
yeah.
That's what I said earlier.
I feel like Jinder's going to cost Drew.
I hope so. I'm
Um,
sorry.
Dude,
Drew,
if honestly, if McIntyre won, people would fucking riot at this
Well, I
point.
mean, my
They
Fiend
would.
thing would have worked if not for the fact that now he's in a full feud with Jinder. We're probably getting Drew versus
Mhm.
Jinder at SummerSlam
Sure.
or something like that.
I would agree with
So I
that.
don't know who that's the why. Who's he going to target? Who's the
Mhm.
Fiend targeting?
I know.
Maybe the Fiend attacks Lashley.
Maybe he
and
does.
Big E comes out and cashes in.
That'd be cool
Because
too.
Fiend and Lashley haven't feuded yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't be.
I mean,
too
who
into
on
that
Raw
one.
could you, now that Drew's out, who would the Fiend feud with
I know.
going into SummerSlam?
Think of anything.
I mean, Jeff Hardy's been MIA. I mean, the Willow
Alexa-
thing could work.
Alexa
work.
Bliss still.
Bray Wyatt, or they could do a firefight thing
They're
with
not
her,
done. They're
Alexa
not done. I mean, she
versus
turned on him, and
Alexa
Maybe he
versus-
goes after her. Like
Maybe she's on getting the briefcase and his music plays or something, and lights go out and come back on and she's gone.
that could be. I mean,
They can still do that
Yeah.
even with fans.
I mean, they're not done.
Or he's outside the ring. Or
This
I
is
don't
why
know,
Money in the
something.
Bank
It
is
is
because
fun,
there's
yes.
so many. It's
That
like
can
the
happen.
Rumble. It's like how many surprise entrances do we get?
It's like
That's
with
what
those names, you can do like a branch of everything.
Yeah.
You know, so there's actually a valid reason for all of these
For all these
guys.
Absolutely, yeah.
Even the people that didn't qualify, like Corbin, you could make a storyline for it.
Sure.
Sami Zayn, Cesaro,
So it's just
like,
who do you want to push and who do you think is going to get
Mhm.
the most
especially this
captivation?
group of people. I could do a Morrison.
All
one.
of them,
Like,
absolutely.
Ricochet. Ricochet's probably the least likely, no offense, but he's had title shots and
Yeah.
he's a very good mid Carter. He's very, very good.
Very good.
Well, I've always liked Ricochet,
But,
but I agree. He's just not,
Not
KO
as of right now, he's the
KO would be
least.
great, but he doesn't necessarily need it.
Oh, I love KO.
I think KO just needs to go to Raw.
He doesn't need
I
it,
think
but
so,
he
yeah.
does because he's just been there for a long time. If they want to get him a solid push since his first Universal title run, give him that briefcase and make him fucking own it. I think that'd be great.
That would be awesome.
You know, and I'm with you, Josh. I like it when, guys who have never had it before win it.
Mhm.
But then they've wasted it in the past though with that shit.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna, I hate
Mhm.
when they just waste it on no matter who it is. Like Otis was a waste last
Gosh,
year.
that was
Maybe in
awful.
Sandow was a waste.
That was a
Corbin's
waste.
first one was a waste. Cena's to a point was a waste because he
Yeah,
announced the fucking
It was
thing.
different, but yeah, like so, like if you're gonna use it right, no matter who it is.
Make
Kevin
a
Owens,
superstar. That's why I
Use it
say
right.
Owens doesn't need it. He's
He don't.
established.
Mhm.
Drew's established.
Yep.
Morrison could really rejuvenate, like
Oh,
really
yeah, he
push him
could.
forward.
Riddle
Riddle
Mhm.
needs it.
could make him Riddle. I don't think Riddle long term needs.
No,
it,
Riddle
though.
doesn't.
Riddle
need it,
has,
but he's
it.
young.
He already has.
He
it.
already has
Like
it,
he has
yeah.
the it factor. He doesn't
Mhm.
need the fucking
It's
briefcase.
good to add it to your
Biggie,
repertoire, though.
this would
So,
benefit the most.
Sure, I
think,
agree.
because
Biggie.
he's
Mhm.
branched out on his own. He, got attacked by that guy that disappeared and got fired the week later.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
yeah, so
You can say his name. It's the same
I
birthday.
think Biggie. I think he's gonna cash in and save his buddy.
I would like that a lot. I'm still gonna go with Seth Rollins. I think if they might, I'll see him.
If it doesn't happen Sunday, I feel like this is also something that could happen on like Raw.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
Kofi and them come out like, we're sick of you, and Bobby just beats the shit out of him. And then Big E's music hits and he runs out and he saves him and he's like, I'm gonna cash.
See, I
'Cause
would.
that might be a
that.
pop for a Raw.
That would be a
Mhm,
pop.
That would be.
Or what if this? What if Big E wins? Kofi somehow wins, and
And he
Big E.
I like that.
Cashes
better.
in a way, yeah.
Ideally, I would like that better. I just feel like it's more realistic going into SummerSlam that Lashley's not going to be left off.
What if he does this? What if he does what Seth Rollins did and he cashes in during the
Oh
match?
shit, that would
Make it
be,
a triple threat.
that would be great.
Mhm.
No, just cash
Just
in.
cashes in
Cash-
and pins
cashes
Kofi.
in.
He pins Kofi. Like,
It's-
Yeah.
just like Rollins did.
Oh shit, a comment.
Oh,
Edison,
oh, what's going on, brother?
good job. Thanks for taking some time away from watching fucking kids run around in the field kicking balls.
They're
Um,
not kids. They're like 14.
Well,
They're England. It's
He's
different.
got,
age group.
he's got
let's go, Morrison. I wish.
Me too.
I wish.
I do too.
I wish. Benison, I don't know how much you missed. I'm calling Big E cashing in and winning Money in the Bank and being the Raw champion leaving. These two are picking Seth.
Yeah,
And he's going to taunt Edge with it and cost Edge his world title,
I hope so.
leading to the match that's going to be the best match at SummerSlam. It's going to be Edge versus Seth Rollins.
Either way, I'm sure Seth will
Mhm.
interfere in that match,
Yes.
costing Edge the win.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But with the money in the briefcase, it just adds that much more to it.
I can see taunting Edge with that,
Oh,
like,
God.
hey,
you can have
I-
Seth's
Mhm.
the only issue I'm going to have is he's never going to top his last cash in. Like,
Mhm.
No, it won't. I mean, obviously, that was pretty epic. But yeah, so he's got Big E too, dude.
he's got Big E cashing in on Kofi.
Yeah, I like that.
I do too.
I like that a lot. And honestly, I think that's more likely than Rollins.
Right.
But I don't want to let her get too ahead of me. So I'm playing strategically here,
All right.
just in case I
Hey,
lose the first
That's
match.
what I've been doing for a year now. So let's segue to that match.
Oh, boy.
Might as well. Kofi versus Bobby Lashley for the World WWE Championship. Bobby Lashley is going to be kicking ass. I am picking Lashley to win,
I'm picking
I
Lashley
got
myself.
Lashley as well.
but I got Big E somehow.
Something's gonna happen.
Getting in there.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I think
pop.
I think that promo he cut on Raw. He said, "I'm sick. I'm just going to I'm going to beat Kofi to the edge of his life." I think he's going to choke him out with the Hurt Lock, and Xavier's going to try to save him. He's going to beat the shit out of Xavier,
Mhm.
and then he's going to start choking Kofi out again. The Big E's not going to stand for it because they're all under the same roof. It's
Sure.
pay per view.
Sure,
They're traveling now. It's like,
Sure.
granted, they've all been under the same roof anyway, but they really will be.
Right.
This will be the one time they're supposed to be.
Right. It makes
And
sense
Big E-
storyline wise.
Yeah, Big E runs out, saves his buddy, and
Mhm.
he'll notice, like, briefcase. Shit. Boom. Potential reached. He's got his time that you can just build. Or not Kofi. Sorry. Big E versus Bobby.
Bob Lash. I know
Bob
you
Lashley.
got a fucking
Yeah,
nap.
Kofi got me fucked on screen. But these come in handy, and I got Big E cashing in and becoming champion.
I
And he
dig
moves
that.
to Raw, and I think that really upgrades the brand, and that's
Instead of
it's not going to be Brock.
Yeah.
And you could do Lashley versus Brock without the strap
Sure.
as well,
You
even though
can,
Brock
yeah.
prefers to have it, but they
Oh,
could
yeah.
do that without it.
Yeah, absolutely. If that happens, awesome. But at the end of the day, I still have Bobby Lashley winning that match.
I do too.
What does Benison have to say here? One more thing. Lesnar return attacks Lashley, sets that up for SummerSlam in full circle for Kofi after losing it to Brock. You know, the rumor has it, though, Alex, that he might not be
Yeah,
around.
he's slaying. Damn it, Alex, where were you? We had this cool picture of him.
Yeah.
like he's busy.
He looks like Goro from Mortal Kombat. He's
Like,
doing
Does he
Goro
look like
things.
he doesn't like he has gray hair? Like he's not ready.
He
to
has
be
a
on screen.
ponytail in his head.
That could have been something to throw out there just to throw.
Everybody
That's
off. Yeah, it
Like,
could.
I'll just reiterate, it's why Money in the Bank's so fucking fun.
Sure.
Like,
And I'm kind of going off
like
of
Money in the Bank is the mid-year Rumble.
it is.
Think about it, because Rumble
Yeah.
sets up Mania. This
Sure.
sets up the
SummerSlam.
second biggest show.
Yep.
So,
They could be throwing that picture out there to make us like, oh,
Benison, I want you to do.
no, yeah.
Yeah, we have to do their hair challenge because the last
boy.
time you were on, we lost, and you still have a full head of hair.
Yeah,
We're gonna get you this
That's unfortunate.
coming up, maybe for a SummerSlam. I like that. We'll do armchair wrestling versus RSH. Loser shaves their head.
There's three of them, right?
Oh, I think so.
There's three of us. Yeah.
One has a cat. That's all I know.
All right.
I like the cat.
I forget a match. We did the men's. All right. Roman and Edge.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah,
Where's the badass picture? Bam.
there it is. Look at Paul Heyman back there,
Yep.
being all Paul. He's wearing a headset. It looks like.
It does. Part of
So,
Josh's headset.
We just kind of covered it. I got Edge getting cost by Seth, regardless if he wins the briefcase or not.
Sure.
And
I do too.
Roman holds on,
Sure,
and it leads to John motherfucking Cena and Roman at SummerSlam.
I think. Yep,
Which
I
will
agree.
pop for.
Got Roman.
I agree with all of that being said. So yeah, Roman Reigns. I don't see really any significant title changes come Sunday.
So let's reiterate. So going into SmackDown Friday, so if they announce that final person and Chuck is like, fuck, that's not who I thought they were going to do,
Go back and
go
change it.
back and change to whatever you're, same with you.
Okay.
If the mystery person's somebody you're like, oh shit, they're going to win, you can pick the mystery person.
Sure,
I'm sticking with Liv.
I got my
Because
mystery.
I really want Liv to win.
Sure, she might. I mean, honestly, my gut's telling me Liv.
And of
So-
course, if any matches change or get added, we'll add those to the article. And you'll see that on What the Buzz Saturday, and those will be a part of our
I'm
predictions.
sticking with Nikki.
But for right now, the Money in the Bank briefcase, just sitting right over there,
Yep.
will come down to
Oh boy. Is it
the
a
two
what?
Money in the Bank matches.
Of course.
Or
they are.
sorry, the women's Money in the Bank
I
match.
think that was
So,
last time between us.
so-
all of us.
what if it's nothing? Like, what's tiebreaker? Because right now,
Mhm.
let's just say Liv Morgan wins and you stick with Mystery Person and she sticks with Nikki, then both of you lose. You
Well-
both have Seth,
Mhm.
you both have Roman, you both have Bob, you both have AJ and Omos, and you both have Rhea.
Sure, I understand.
So we need something.
to tie it.
So you guys,
We'll
you
figure
can't, you guys
something out.
can't share the briefcase.
Sure, no. No, we're gonna double cash in.
Double cash
And you
out.
We'll-
would still lose.
We'll
It'd be
think of
terrible.
We'd
something.
be coaching.
We'll think of something. No, there's no co-champs on this show.
Yeah, so we gotta.
We're not.
We'll have to
missing.
figure out some kind of
Something silly.
something just to break, so we don't have a tie. But anyway, bye Benison. He left after I made fun of his hair.
Well,
All right,
that
so
happens.
we'll
they
go
all
back.
do.
We'll stick with the positivity. So those are our picks. Like I said, this article will be up at some point Saturday or Sunday on whatthebuzz.com. Check out that, and a link to the show will be at the bottom. So before you watch Money in the Bank, you can check this out.
Hell yeah.
So we will do this week's top 5 since the pandemic era
Is over.
Is over. So Thunderdome
It's over.
is done.
Dunzo.
Yvonne wanted to do top 5 pandemic moments, which I thought was a very good topic.
That's a good topic.
So Yvonne, these moments are pretty much the biggest things that's happened over the last year and a half at this point.
Yeah, dude. March of 2020 through
Yeah.
July of
Yeah.
2021. That's a
Year and a
long
half.
time.
So these are the top 5 moments. All of us are kind of different, which is
Mhm.
cool. Like last week, we had a lot of the same because the cash-ins were the cash-ins.
Sure.
But, Yvonne, we'll start with your number 5.
Got the Hurt Business. To me, one of the best things of the pandemic was this whole group. It was just an awesome, amazing group to me. Wish it would have lasted long, but they destroyed the group way too quickly.
Fucking Vince.
Dude, nobody backstage understood that. They were like, seriously?
That's something
Even
we
Lashley
love.
and them were
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Lashley winning the WWE title that he deserved after so long. Finally got his push. Then you got, Shelton Benjamin, Zadric, Alexander, can't say his name right. They all got their push. They all got more notice and then MVP,
They won the tag
titles, yep. And then they had MVP, just a whole, that group just screams
MVP
money. Yeah.
MVP was amazing during this whole pandemic.
Yes, absolutely.
Like
he was.
him being the mouthpiece for Lashley really helped Lashley.
Yeah, absolutely, he did. He was the Paul Heyman to Roman Reigns, dude.
To me, this group was money. Wish it would have lasted long, but no, they had to say, let's destroy.
A little bit of hope they add some new members to it.
They may. I mean, they still call
I still
themselves the Hurt
feel
Business,
like
don't
Keith
they?
Lee'd be a perfect
He
seamless
would.
fit for this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yvonne's number 4 threw me off a little bit, but
What? The Fiend and Alexa?
yeah,
Oh,
Well, I had Bobby for 2 things. That's why.
fair
I mean,
enough.
I liked the Alexa Fiend thing. It lasted a long time, but
Still
See,
lasted.
yeah,
it lasted a long time. But
we're still on the edge of is it?
I
Like, the
was
Fiend
all over.
disappeared.
I was all over the place with this.
Fiend
with
disappeared
it,
after
so.
the Raw after Mania when he said I'll be back better and stronger than ever, and he hasn't been back since May
He's still getting
or
stronger.
April. So
He's still lifting them weights.
It lasted a long time, which was good, but kind of not bored me. But I got sick of it real quickly. But
Yeah.
then Alexa turned on him at Mania. When,
you only picked this so you could say, well, Alexa turned on him and he lost
No.
to Randy Orton.
no, that's not the only
Like,
reason.
She's like, remember who lost to Randy?
She sneaks a Randy Orton.
No,
shit.
I don't.
Like, yeah,
She's like,
okay.
I really
No.
liked it when Drew McIntyre lost to Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Um,
What if Drew McIntyre's top 5 would be the 5 times he lost to Orton?
right.
So Alexa, we know, joined herself with the Fiend after they were both on SmackDown. He attacked Kevin Owens, is when I researched it. Then they got both drafted to Raw, and then they're doing the same thing. Alexa, we sent a lot of changes with her transformation, which is really good for her. But yeah, she costed the Fiend at Mania against Orton, so we're with that, and kind of knew that was coming. But
Number 3.
can't trust Alexa Bliss.
Can't trust her.
Can't. Rhea Ripley.
You can't trust any blonde. Let's be honest.
I know. You're right on that. I'm a blonde. You've known me longer than anybody. You should know that.
All right. Rhea Ripley winning the Raw Women's Championship at
She would
WrestleMania
be my
37.
number 2, but this was Rhea Ripley's second WrestleMania appearance. She had her first one against Charlotte and lost.
The year prior, right?
Yep, she already showed that she couldn't get the job done the first time. Now she's getting another shot, but she won the Raw title. Great match against Asuka.
Yeah, and she beat Asuka.
And she beat Asuka.
Like if she would have beat Charlotte, I could see you moving this higher.
yeah,
'Cause
like
that
number
should have been
2.
rewriting the fucking history.
Sure.
Mhm.
But at this point, the Rhea Charlotte thing's just
Done.
Done.
like where's Becky? Like
Exactly.
I mean,
Becky.
that's literally what we're waiting. We're waiting for that, right?
And she's
Yeah.
ready. I saw her in the gym the other
Dude,
day.
yeah, her picture, she's
So-
shredded. Like she's ready to She's in better shape than she was before she had a kid.
Yep. And that's why I'm saying this Sunday we're going to see her because she's ready.
She's ready.
I think she's going to come out and attack
somebody.
Rhea.
Well,
After she beat Charlotte.
It's time.
It's
time.
This
This
is
is time to take the fucking kid gloves off because it's SummerSlam time after this.
Yeah.
It's time.
August 20 something. Like we're 40 days away.
Yeah.
So
It's
like,
coming
it's time to get
next
them
month.
here.
It's time to step
Because
up.
I think we're going to see John Cena next Friday on SmackDown when Roman comes out and says, I beat everybody who's left.
Oh boy.
And then Cena's going to come out.
Well, isn't Cena supposed to be on this SmackDown? Didn't they originally?
There's no advertisings. There's just rumbling.
But they advertised it a while back, I thought, and then they kind of stopped. Is that what happened?
Let me verify.
I know they
I
said
saw
all
it
the time it would be on there for the first people back on the 17th, which is this Friday. But I haven't seen anything in a while now. So I don't know if
John Cena to return to SmackDown on
July
July 16th. This was reported on May 22nd. The reason for John Cena is to the fact that it'll be the first WWE show since losing fans.
but they haven't really advertised it since then. So
Yeah.
They have.
I
The
don't-
last thing that's
hard
been
to
pulled up
believe
was
it.
from May 22nd.
So I feel like they probably were going to, and then Cena's like, actually, I'm busy. Never mind. That's probably what happened with
Right.
that. But it's all right because it's still going to be a huge show.
Without him.
Well, this
so.
segues to the guy that we all think he
The
will be
best
fighting.
thing in wrestling, Roman becoming the tribal chief. Probably to me, the best thing in wrestling right now is Roman. He came off his return at SummerSlam 2020. Then he came back and joined himself with Paul Heyman.
That cliffhanger SmackDown
That was really good.
Yeah,
I remember it really well. Yep.
was
Destroying the
young and
roster.
restless-esque cliffhanger. I was like,
Good
fuck. I
Lord.
can't if I don't have.
shit.
You always got to compare something so
Hey, listen, I missed today. But anyway,
Aw.
That's not our
You
problem.
know what's tomorrow.
go. Shut up. We knew
It's recorded.
young and the restless is the shit. But anyway,
But now we're all old and restful. So
that's fair. The restful part.
I know.
God.
I'm always fucking
I stay
tired.
fucking-
since Roman's been back, he's been literally destroying everybody. You know, putting Jay over.
Yep.
The bloodline created.
That's what he's done for me. He's made stars.
made stars.
Like
yeah.
the Usos
Mhm.
mean so much more
Mhm.
now. Like everybody he fucks with. Like look at his feuds. The Mysterio one was it's short to the point, but God,
Yeah.
fucking Ray got slammed.
Yeah, dude.
You got the first Hell in a Cell match in SmackDown history out of that.
Warm up.
Mhm.
His feud with KO was good.
Yep.
His
Yeah, it was
feud
always
with
good.
Jay, his Hell in a Cell match with Jay was probably his best
Absolutely.
match
On my
Amazing.
list.
Yes, like
Amazing.
there's so much he's done.
And Cesaro. Him and
Stack
Cesaro.
him at Mania was
Mhm.
fucking big.
That was
Like,
a good deal, yeah.
he beat two of the best ever
He
and
did.
stacked them up.
Mhm.
It cost me the RSH title, but whatever.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's definitely on my list as well. I mean, it's an obvious one.
Roman,
I really like your number one. This is almost my number one.
Let's hear it.
Bianca.
Her road to superstardom.
Yep.
She's definitely there,
This
Absolutely.
is her. This has been her year. Winning
and
the
she
Rumble.
just won an ESPY for best.
Her and
moment,
Sasha did. Yep.
What's an SP?
an ESPN award.
Oh gosh.
Her and her and Sasha
They
did.
won like best sports moment, which
I
is
mean-
cool
Oh, that
because
is cool.
WWE's always been kind of mocked for not being a sport.
Is Etsy like a sports award, like
Yeah.
real sports
Yeah.
and stuff? Hell
Yeah.
yeah, that is really
It
cool.
went up against like Tom Brady beating
Gotcha.
like all that. LeBron
Tom
James masturbated on TV,
Oh
like
my
all that
Who doesn't?
stupid shit.
So this year was definitely Bianca's year. Winning
Yeah.
the Rumble, going to Mania, having a great match with Sasha, and then on SmackDown to this day, doing a great job as women's champion.
she won the Rumble,
Yep.
WrestleMania main event, first ever African American main event with two women.
Mm-hmm.
Won it, probably the best match of the
Won her
weekend,
first
honestly.
Hell in the Cell
Then
match
she won Hell in a Cell.
for the first time.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
That's a hell of a. There hasn't been a good year. The last year that was this good was probably Alberto Del Rio because he like won the Rumble. He
Mhm.
lost at Mania, but then he fucking won Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Like, because remember Del Rio came in hot. Like
Yeah.
they pushed.
He did.
It
They
was
pushed
his
him.
destiny.
Yeah, they pushed him to the fucking moon.
Mhm.
It's like
My
she's had a
destiny.
great year,
I agree with that. She's been killing it. Can't argue with that at all.
Absolutely.
and then she's going into. It's kind of sad, but I mean Bailey got hurt.
Poor
It's not
Bayley.
Bianca's fault, so she doesn't have a match at Money in the Bank. But
Sure,
I think Sasha,
that's life.
Bianca 2 at SummerSlam.
Yep.
I can see that.
I don't
Mhm.
think Sasha's
Yeah.
not going to be off SummerSlam. I
She's
think
not.
they
No.
kept them apart for a reason.
She'll be a
Mhm.
Sasha's been doing other shit, and then she'll slide right back into the picture.
She'll be like, "You beat me, but I'm back, bitch."
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be something exactly like that.
What do you think of Sasha possibly being that fourth
That's
Money in
right.
the Bank person?
That makes sense.
That does.
Because she's part of SmackDown.
If that were to happen, I'd probably change to live. But yeah, as of right now, I'm guessing it's gonna be Becky Lynch or Sonya, both of
Yep.
which I think could win. But if it's somebody
Absolutely.
else,
I wouldn't like it because would need to win because
Yeah.
she's Sasha.
It'd just be
But
a
then it
filler.
would be something corny like I win and I want to challenge you at SummerSlam. It's like I don't want that.
Yeah.
I
To me-
like the surprise of it. I don't
agree.
like cashing in ahead of time.
I don't think Sasha needs it. She's gonna
No.
have her match
I think
with
Sasha
Bianca
has her.
regardless. So
She can come back and say, "Bitch, I want my rematch." Like I haven't seen you since Mania. I've been doing other shit.
Sure.
And there
I've
you
been
go.
doing Star Wars stuff, bitch.
Yeah,
I'm on.
Yeah.
it's a
over.
good top 5.
That is a good top 5. I
Mhm.
forgot about a couple of them. That's really good. Those were good times. I dig.
Who, Chuck? You want to go next?
Sure.
I'm lagging again.
I probably am too because life. Chuck's top 5 moments. All right, here we go. Boom. All right, so I'm going to start number 5. Firefly Funhouse at WrestleMania 36, I believe it was. So I did not like how this match got set up because this was still with fans, and this I've bitched about it in the past. But you know how the Fiend came out on stage with John Cena and pointed at the
You would bring that
WrestleMania sign. That was pretty horrendous. But
up. You're the only one that remembers that.
it happened and it pissed me off. but
we know.
that went to number 5 for you.
But then the fans went away. And then, well, what can we do? We could do a boring match that when there's nobody around. This is before the Thunderdome, so it's going to be a silent, quiet match with John Cena, whose whole thing is people blowing up, whether with cheers or boos, and The Fiend, who's all smoke and mirrors. Well, hey, smoke and mirrors, no fans. That's easy to do. And they created the Firefly Funhouse with that. And they've only done the one match. It was entertaining. It was weird,
Mhm.
but they had some funny throwbacks, with the NWO stuff and the that's good shit stuff with Vince McMahon. I know we all died when that happened. So that was really a really cool moment. And just, it was a rememberable match. And it did get Bray Wyatt finally over the Invisible John Cena. So it was cool to see that happen. So yep, that's my number 5. And kind of piggybacking off of one of Yvonne's is Rated RK Bro.
Yep.
As you all know, before 2020, I was never a huge fan of the Broster. The dude doesn't wear shoes. I kept wanting to break his ankles because
Me too.
put some fucking shoes on.
Like a grown up, like I said in our last episode.
He
Like a
looks dirty. He has dirty hair. He just has the look that I hate in a person.
dirty hair. I never thought of that.
He just looks dirty. Like he looks
Take
like
a bath too.
he looks like he smells like sand and old gum. I don't know why, but that's what I
You're fucking.
that's what I get.
We'll add the pickle smell to
That's-
that too.
yeah, pickles are for that's only on her, but this is what he looks like to me.
No, he's dirty.
But that's who's always been to me. But
Sand.
an old gum.
Take
Not
a
even
bath
fresh.
riddle, no offense. But,
Like
Oh,
it's
fuck
just
me.
that's what it smells like. But then he came on Raw, and I was like, blah, I can't even watch his matches. Jesus.
I know. And
But-
then now you're going to be going to a live event wearing this fucking t-shirt.
And then he started talking, which usually is where it throws me off because I hate people who talk most of the time because they're terrible at it. But then he started talking, just saying the dumbest shit. It's like, what? And I would laugh. And if you're laughing, it's working, you know? So I was laughing, and then he kept doing it. And then he forgot his lines that one night, and that was hilarious. And then he got with Randy Orton, who was another guy I never really cared for in the past. As you have all know, he's always bored me for a long
Yep.
time. But you put these two together, and there's something there. You know, Randy, his whole 2020, he could be on my list alone for his 2020 run. And then seeing these two together, it works. The comedic factor that is Riddle plus his awesome in-ring skills. You know, you can't put them aside. He kills it in the ring. So between killing it in the ring, even though he's not wearing shoes, I can still watch him. So that's
Yeah.
good. And then Randy Orton's killing it, and that's going to continue with fans. And I'm really excited to see what they do. So yeah, and would that have happened without the pandemic? Who knows? Everything would be different now with the if the pandemic never happened. So that could be the Rated RK Bro could be a tag team created solely due to the pandemic. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then we already mentioned it once: Reigns versus Jey Uso inside Hell in a Cell of last year, 2020. It was really memorable. You know, Reigns. This is early on in that gimmick still when he hung out with Paul.
It's kind of really got the gimmick over.
It is
initially.
And like Jay came back from since I don't know if he was injured or what, but he came back from an absence and he thought he was gonna get his title opportunity.
He was just off because
Just gone
Jimmy was hurt
because
because they didn't really have
anything
like
for
when
him.
one of them gets hurt. You know what I mean? Like they
Sure,
really
they're a tag team.
So that's where Reigns was huge because
Yep.
Jay's like a legit singles
So-
competitor now.
Something to do. And they actually, that Jay, this is before Jay turned into the henchman Jay, whatever they call him now, sidekick
Yeah.
Jay or frontmate, whatever his name is. And then Reigns just beat the holy hell out of him. And it got emotional. And typically these days I don't really get involved in the emotions of these matches. I just don't, because a lot of times they're not built. This was built. And then, for him just hammering on him. And then Jimmy comes running out and jumps on top of him. And it's just like, holy shit. You can feel the energy there. So it was just, and that's going to be one of the most rememberable things probably of Reigns' whole career, honestly. That was just a good
Rock.
build. And that would be a big thing too. But I don't think we'll get that emotion. They really sold those emotions.
Beats John Cena. But anyway.
And to continue to add on people who I don't generally like onto my top 5 of the list, dude, Bailey owned it in 2020.
She did.
She went from being my least favorite person ever to being like my almost least favorite person ever. So it was a big step up.
A big step.
And I don't even have any specific moments here, honestly. But when I think of 2020, I think of SmackDown. I think of these two, Bailey and Sasha.
Shit.
They did. They owned it. And every time they were in the ring together, they both owned it. I never really cared for Sasha in the past that much either. But they pulled a Randy Orton and they owned it. They made it theirs. They said, you know what, we're way better than we've been in the past, and we have more time now because of the pandemic. Let's fucking own it.
They took it over.
And they did.
And
So and they've been feuding back and forth since 2019 at least, probably longer with NXT and stuff. So it was really cool.
Dude, that's long-term storytelling.
Sure, absolutely.
Jesus Christ.
But they've been hitting. I remember the Elimination Chamber, in 2019, they were hitting at Sasha turning on Bailey, and then they didn't. And so to finally see it go down the way it is, yes, and to see Bailey own it as a heel. She's been so good at it. I'm not effing that ding dong bullshit, but before that,
that is stupid. I agree.
Before that, I really liked her title heel run, and Sasha was a great enemy in that, and they just owned it. So the whole feud loved it. Made me want to watch SmackDown. And then last but not least, going back to WrestleMania 36, right after the pandemic, right before the Thunderdome, Styles versus The Undertaker. I was kind of bummed at first because I wanted to see these two in the ring together. But honestly, it probably wouldn't have been as good as what this match was.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. Especially Taker's skills are diminishing.
Sure. That's rough, man. So to have time to actually film it, and it was really fun.
Dude, he knocked
a fight.
He knocked the Good Brothers all the way to heaven.
He did.
He did.
He did. Yeah.
Dude, it was a straight unbelievable street fight in a graveyard, which me, my paranormal stuff, I love that atmosphere anyway.
Yeah.
And I used to love
This
the Buried
was
Alive
your kind of
matches.
match.
It
Your
was.
boy.
It absolutely
Your
was.
you never thought your dude would be in WWE. Then he's main eventing with the fucking Undertaker
Undertaker,
and John
yeah.
Buried
Cena.
Alive
Like,
match.
he
Yeah.
fights John Cena, which
He did.
is the match we always wanted. And then
Yep.
Undertaker requests to work with AJ Styles.
That's
crazy.
awesome.
That is.
And AJ calls him back like, yeah, bitch, where are you? Like,
Yeah.
AJ called him this past year. Because remember, AJ didn't really have anything big this
He
year.
didn't.
He won the tag titles,
Sure.
right, with Omos. Like, he was like, you're retired? You sure? We'll run this back. I owe you one.
Yep, and he
But-
called Triple H too, but that's how it
I
goes.
think that's the one we can get as well.
Yeah.
We will eventually. But yeah, so they're just a fun as a hardcore beating the hell out of each other match. We had some awesome memes out of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And the shovels and the
AJ sneaking up behind. Yeah.
So there was some cool stuff, and that's one match I watched it a couple of times. I only watched the Firefly match once, but I did.
I watched it like 37 times.
There's a lot of stuff.
We
I still
know
don't
how much-
understand all of it. But
Sure.
it was amazing.
But I did watch this match. What do they call it? What do they even call it? Boneyard match. That's
Boneyard.
right. I just call it a Buried Alive match. But
the music was sweet. The spot,
Metallica, yeah,
the
man.
fucking spot off the top of the house was
Yep.
sweet.
Mhm.
I just mentioned it, but the iconic AJ, like Taker rising
Yep.
and AJ.
that's one of the memes I was talking about.
Yeah,
man.
like he's
so-
like he throws him in the grave, and he's like, "Fuck, where is he?" Like that's where Undertaker shines.
it's very Michael Myers like.
It is,
That's right.
absolutely.
That it is because he's like, oh, he's in the like this new Halloween movie. He's like, I thought he just burned alive.
Exactly,
Like, he couldn't have
yeah.
got out. The fucking house exploded.
Yep,
And now he's like,
that's what happened in the original Halloween in '78. Dr. Loomis shoots him off a roof. He lands on the
Yeah.
ground. Loomis goes to look and he's gone. So that was
Gone.
just right out of that first movie. And it's just then it was just creepy, man. It's like
Mhm.
shit. The dude
That's
is a
good
dead
number
man.
one. It's hard to disagree with that.
That is.
With either of your guys' number ones. It just shows that WWE did a lot of good stuff in this pandemic.
They did,
As much
absolutely.
shit as we give them, and they get on the social media networks and all
Week
that
to
kind of
week
stuff.
kind of got boring, but they did good
they've
stuff.
had a lot of good moments with no fans.
Sure.
Yeah,
Like,
They were able to do what they do, you know. I mean, as they should. They're a $1 billion company. They have the most talent in the world.
Mhm.
It'd be embarrassing if they couldn't deliver.
Right. Oh yeah.
I'm glad that we only had a couple the same. Bianca and Sasha and Bailey. I was kind of jumping to my four. Sasha and Bailey, I mean, you guys alluded to it already. Not going to add much to it. They destroyed it. Bailey kind of took advantage of the no fans when she naturally just started talking shit to Michael Cole.
Hell yeah.
Like, I hear
She
you.
did.
Honorable mention. This is my 6. It was almost 5. Was the episode of Smackdown where Triple H was on
I
commentary.
thought about that
Oh,
too
yeah.
because the first
that
one
was one of the funniest. That's the moment
that
of
is.
the pandemic.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like, he's like, "Shut up, Cole! I'm trying to get your close up."
That was the
And, like,
first episode. The first
Yeah,
pandemic
it was
episode.
amazing. Triple H
Yeah.
is so fucking good. But these two carried SmackDown. They carried the whole women's division.
They did.
For over half this pandemic.
Absolutely.
And
they
then
did.
when they split up,
Mhm.
they carried it for the other half, feuding with each other. So when Bianca got her over,
Big time.
which coincidentally segues into her road to superstardom, which
There you
went
go.
strictly through Sasha and Bailey,
It did.
which is the power of how good those two are. We alluded to this with Yvonne.
It was actually very, if you want to think about it, you know, it was very Triple H and Shawn Michaels throwing Chris Benoit in there. It's the same.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's the same story.
Like, she went through all the shit.
You know, they were friends, they were enemies. You throw Bianca in there. Chris Benoit won the Royal Rumble to get thrown in there.
See, I think the women's cash-in is going to definitely be on SmackDown.
I think so too.
And I think the Raw cash-in's the men's cash-in would definitely be on Raw. I just feel like that makes more sense. If Becky's coming back, they're not going to fuck with her again.
I would agree
And
with
then
that.
Bianca, if she's ever going to lose it,
It's gonna be by
it's probably going to have to be by cash-in.
There's nobody else for her.
Or
to
like,
beat.
I don't know. I'd love for Sasha to like win at SummerSlam and Liv come out and cash in.
Sure.
I want to see something iconic like that, but whatever.
Oh, I hear you.
I cheated on this one. Yes, Roman Reigns has main evented like 10 Manias, but this is completely different Roman than we knew. It's kind of the rebirth. The rebirth of both these guys, probably the word I could use.
Sure.
Drew solidified himself as a main event superstar.
Sure.
And Drew. And Roman's come out and said, like, yeah, we know Drew's that second guy now. And that was solidified by him winning.
Yeah.
They
At
fought once.
WrestleMania, I had these fucking things that I didn't even put them up.
Oh,
Right there. He won at WrestleMania over Brock.
He did.
Roman, I mean, this is the fucking image right
that
here.
is the
like,
image.
And it hasn't changed. It hasn't disappointed. It's got a tad bit still.
Paul's
like,
face.
Yeah, like Paul's mannerisms and stuff are so good at this. Like the way he
Yes.
holds the title, the way he looks.
Yeah,
He always
everything.
says, "My tribal chief." Like
Everything.
he put,
Calls him sir.
yeah, like Roman.
He's
He
like-
puts Roman over like there's nobody's
Absolutely
fucking business.
does.
Nobody does it better than Paul Heyman, honestly.
Right,
So that was my 3, just kind of the rebirth of both of those guys.
Sure.
Roman's looked at it in a much better light than he was because we were sick of him getting shoved down our throats. And
Yes.
Drew's like, yeah, he's a fucking star.
It is interesting how you pointed out that Roman's kind of got boring, but it's still good. And Drew,
Mhm.
I think the fans right now, they still love Roman Reigns, even though like they love that feud.
It's going to be interesting,
But
to see how
they're
he's
sick.
perceived.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
Drew.
But they're
I feel like
sick.
Drew might get booed.
I think
Roman
Drew-
might get cheered.
Everybody's
I
sick
think
of Drew
so.
McIntyre.
Yeah, we are.
Look at social media.
What if he
Everybody's sick of
wins
Drew
Money in the
McIntyre.
Bank?
I'll
That's
be
what
so. He'll be
Me
a
too.
boo. He'll be booed. He'll be a bad guy.
Yeah.
Heel for sure.
He'll have to turn. But like so they both really rose in the pandemic, but McIntyre was so much in your face on Raw, they're sick of him. Reigns, I think they're not yet.
Right,
So-
right.
Yeah, it's very interesting. 2, kind of accommodation of what you said. I just said cinematic.
Oh, the
we
bar
wouldn't,
fight
we
was
wouldn't
good.
have cinematic matches if it wasn't for the pandemic.
Well, that's not technically true. We had one before. It was like in 2017.
Well, yeah, Matt Hardy shit don't
Yeah.
count. That's stupid.
That was a cinematic match.
It's dumb. Anyway, whoever Matt Hardy is, congratulations, everybody, superstar Matt Hardy for his baby. Anyway, like we probably would have got a boneyard match if we probably
No.
would have got AJ and Taker in the ring. We
You're right.
probably would have got John Cena and Bray
Right.
Wyatt in the ring.
Nope, you're absolutely right.
The
with all
bar
of that.
fight might have happened,
Probably not though, because they wouldn't have thought about it.
but like cinematic matches, now we have these. Like
That
now
bar
we
fight
have
was
we have
really
a firefight. Yeah,
Yep.
the bar fight with Jeff and Sheamus was great.
That was a good
The swamp
match.
match was really good.
I don't remember that one.
That was Braun and Bray.
That's right, they did.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
And
one.
they showed Alexa.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
Yep.
they were
Yep.
teasing that
Yep.
whole thing.
That's
Like,
right.
all of these
I
matches
forgot
were
about
great.
that.
I put them in order of how I like them. So Boneyard was bet. I love the Firefly, but Boneyard, I mean, it's Undertaker and fucking AJ Styles.
It's absolutely.
The bar fight was great. The swap match was like, because it's Braun, and I was a big Braun guy, but Bray's at it. So these were great. And these are things we can now get in the future because of COVID.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then number 1, which will segue to Friday night, WrestleMania 37, we
Having
had
fans.
Oh,
technically
yes,
happened during
absolutely.
the pandemic.
It did.
Vince McMahon coming on stage and Chuck's on my couch, and I'm like, dude, I feel goosebumps.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I legit felt the goosebumps of that
Mhm.
moment.
Yes.
So,
And they did it purposely before that. We're like, how are they going to start it? And
Yeah.
they did it as
and
they
we were
should.
like, we were bitching on this. You're like, it better not be Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear Hulk's music first. Whose music do you hear first? You hear no music. You hear Vince saying, thank you. We're
Yep.
coming back.
We're back.
I
And
dig
then
it.
a month later, they're like, schedule.
We gotta
We're
get back.
Live.
Yeah.
And Friday, the last RSHUC, where live fans are back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Friday night.
So that's
Fatal,
exciting.
fucking Roman,
We did it,
the
guys.
Bloodline versus Edge and the Mysterios.
We did it. We got through
We
the
survived.
pandemic.
We
We
sur-
did.
Wrestling fans,
Mhm.
I don't think RSH missed an episode. Well, we might have missed one.
I don't think we did. We did shit over the phone at the beginning of the pandemic.
That's right, we did.
Because we reviewed Mania
Yep, we
over
did.
the phone.
We did.
I still lived in Farmersville.
Yep.
That's
So-
we did.
We kept pushing. We kept
Listen,
pushing, and we made it.
Kudos to all the wrestlers and all of the companies.
Yes.
I mean, they worked the fucking pandemic
They did,
that
sure
killed
did.
hundreds of thousands of people.
I mean, it's
I mean,
crazy.
as much as severe as something like I never was a big mask guy, my personal feelings aside, kudos to all of them. There's people
Yeah.
out there wrestling every night.
Sure.
Mhm.
I mean, hundreds of
Dealing
thousands
with
of
the
people
travel.
did die of COVID. For
They
whatever
did.
conspiracy theories people have, people died. That's a fact.
Absolutely.
And they went out there and wrestled.
I'm sure dealing with all the stuff they had to deal with wasn't fun. You know, the
Mhm.
testings and everything else.
Yeah,
they
just
had to
think
do.
you have to get tested 3 or 4
All the
times
times.
a day,
Yeah.
and then you have to wash the mat. Like they have to go out and scrub the mat.
Dude, pain
and,
in the
like,
ass.
you know, like look at people like, especially the older guys. Like fucking Vince is traveling,
Yes.
like, and they're high risk. Like you have some older wrestlers,
Absolutely.
like Edge. They, like you have older dudes, and
Yeah.
Arn Anderson's like 90. He has got
Yeah.
kicked by Aleister Black in the fucking face.
Get him.
Like,
Arn can take. He's a tough guy. It's fine.
but Chuck said it perfect. We made it out.
We made it.
We're on the other side. On RSH, we'll have our fallout of
Yeah.
Money in the Bank. I think I do the top 5, which I'll figure something out. And somebody will be Money in the Bank
Who
once
was
we find a tiebreaker.
It's going to be Chuck.
So we will find a tiebreaker, and we will figure.
Yep.
You can follow us at RSH Wrestling in the bottom left corner on Twitter, and we'll figure out that tiebreaker. We'll tweet it to you, fuckers.
Yeah,
so you
We
can
sure
see it.
will.
Oh,
'Cause we're
social
gonna.
media.
We don't have a tie ever.
But there is a chance that I'm going to switch to live. So
We'll see how Friday goes.
we'll
with
see.
Because Friday, Friday. I was about to say tomorrow because it's Thursday, but Friday we might get the announcement of who that 8th and final person is. Watch it be Tamina or something stupid.
Yep, that could be.
No offense to Tamina, but
Right,
like she might
she
be like,
could.
"Listen, my tag team partner's in it. How about me?" And they put Tamina. Then that means you technically be picking Tamina to win Money in the
Yeah.
Bank.
That's a good point.
So we'll
Say
see.
that will have to get switched to live. So, all right, guys. Hope you all enjoyed the show. I'm getting my work phone blowing up on me here, so that's perfect timing. Hope you all enjoyed it.
Right in an hour and a half. Too.
Perfect. We're killing it. I didn't drink it all this episode, so I was probably less loud and obnoxious. So that's always great. And yes, hope you all enjoyed it. And until next time, we will continue to watch wrestling. Continue to follow the buzz.
Yep.
Be sure to watch that's not right. Be sure to watch Money in the Bank.
Getting that fucking shirt.
And
You
we'll
are
be
getting that
be tweeting and all that fun stuff. So, all right, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Follow the buzz. Follow us on all the social medias. Email us at rshwrestling@gmail.com. And until the end of the day, continue to fear regularly scheduled hostilities.
This works. Archie, let us know.